Yo. I love this show. Werner is out, guys. Can you believe that? Hey, everybody. I'm Phil Mpela, and welcome to the show. Happy Women's Day to all the women in South Africa. And listen, all the women all over the world, happy Women's Day to you too, okay? Listen, this unfortunately will be our last live show, but next week we're gonna have a live chat right after the broadcast of Survivor. And it's been 15 episodes, day 37 on the island, and next week we are crowning the winner of Survivor South Africa Philippines. So we're gonna do that by a 2-hour special that will air on Mnet channel 101 from 7 p.m. It happened. The Don, the cult leader as he's known, the mafia boss got voted out, and he's sitting here with me. How you doing, man?
How's it? Feel nice to see you.
Is it really nice? Because you see me means that the million rand is gone.
I hear you, but it's still fun being here with you. It could have been someone else.
I know. All right, cool. Let's talk about that moment. Listen, I've been watching you throughout the season, and you've been so calm and cool. I've never seen you sweat, but on this tribal council, I literally saw you uncomfortable for the first time. How was it for you?
I knew there was trouble. That moment that I could not figure out that dragon.
Yeah.
When Jean went, I was happy for her because it's a great fan moment for her. But when she took that necklace, I knew there's trouble. I thought I was going to be making fire at least. So I was a little bit blindsided. I did not think Tom would turn against me, but you know when someone drags you out of a room to a place you don't want to be?
Yeah.
Since the moment Jean took that necklace, I felt like they're starting to drag me and I'm going into the ocean. And so I was just kicking back. I mean, oh.
But here's the thing though, like, you always had a target on your back. And you know that. From day one, you had a target on your back. As soon as the match came along, the target on your back got even bigger.
Yeah.
So at some point, you must have known that if you don't win an idol, you are out.
Yeah. Yes, and that's why I wouldn't have turned against Katinka, but news came that she was turning against me. And so in a way, it fitted me quite nice because I thought between Tom and myself, we would be able to beat on past challenges Jean and Annelies better than Katinka. So my money was on taking that necklace, and I knew if I did not take it, there would be problems.
Okay. You are a brilliant player, so
thanks, Phil.
Be honest with me here. Okay, let's look at it from, I'm doing your thing now where I'm calculating. There was no way in hell you were going to take Katinka to the final two, because if you're taking Katinka to the final two, then she wins.
I hear what you're saying, but for me, I'm not spoiled for choice, because I knew no one would want to go with me at some stage.
Yeah.
And so I thought, rather get there with someone than not getting there at all.
Okay.
And I backed myself for making a case against any player, although maybe some would have been easier than others. But get me there, I'll take that.
Yeah. Let's talk about you formulating a plan to take the vote away from you. That was, you see, that was a brilliant Survivor move. I'm sure you earning yourself fans all over the world with that, because it showed that you've been playing the game not just as a social game, but strategically as well. I mean, I was in awe of how you were able to calculate that if I do this and do that, somehow this seemingly impossible scenario can actually turn to your favor. And had Tom taken the bait, it would have worked. How long did it take for you to come up with that, or was it something that you had already been thinking of just in case?
No. I thought I was going to win that immunity.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be arrogant. I just put my hope on it.
Yeah.
So I had to come up with that plan. It didn't work at the end. I thought Tom and I would go together. So I was surprised when he didn't vote with me.
Yeah.
But what I did is, as a backup, I played a game towards Annelies.
Yeah.
And I also played a game towards John. I knew she was gunning for me, so I used a bit of intimidation. Hey guys, everyone knows intimidation does not work.
Yeah.
So the plan was good, but it did not work, Phil.
But it was brilliant. Had it worked, I mean, here's the thing, had it worked, I mean, I was sitting there watching and I'm thinking, how the heck does he come up with all these things? By the way, the other thing that you managed to do brilliantly on the show is the fact that you managed to hide the fact that you are a Christian, you are a pastor.
Yes.
You know, I've been around, you know, believers and stuff like that, and it's very hard. Even in conversation, you can pick up that, you know, because they will inject Jesus in there or God in there. But somehow you managed to keep that away from the game. If it hadn't been said by other people, we wouldn't know that you're a pastor until you say it, maybe sitting here. How was it for you to be to be in a position where you had to, you know, I don't know what's the word to use, suppress or hide your
what was known out there is that I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
So I would say that, and I also spoke, for example, that I'm involved in my church, and there's a small group meeting at my home, so they knew I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
But you know that label of a pastor, it means different things to different people, because somewhere in someone's life, there was a pastor or a minister that really hurt their family, or something bad happened in a church. And I thought, I want to be myself, and I want people to play with Werner. And I'm okay with Werner being a believer, because what's really the difference? It shouldn't be a difference between a pastor and just a Christian, right? Pastors should not be super Christians.
Okay.
So I thought, let's just remove the label and play as a Christian man. And yeah, I think because one of the people said to me, I don't like churches and pastors that much. At one stage, I'm like, I'm so glad they don't know.
Let's go back to tribal council a little bit. Obviously, you knew that because you don't have the idol, you might be going out. So what I want to know from you is that the animosity that's coming from the jury towards you guys, how does that feel for you?
You know what? I've seen a lot of Survivor, and there's been some brutal juries, and ours definitely rank up there with the top 5 at least. But I thought I'll play the game on the island mostly, and I'll let the chips fall on the jury. But what I have seen is most juries at the end would vote for the person that they, after 10 years, would say, hey, this is a good winner. And so I wasn't too much fazed about it. It wasn't nice, but I thought, you know what, let's just push through. They will get better. That's what I hoped.
Look, do you think that their anger towards you is justified? I'll give you a moment to think about that. Let's just take a moment at what we think might have motivated their anger towards you. Let's see.
I find myself in a pretty comfortable position right now. They speak about the mafia family. They speak about Werner being the head, and if he's the head, then I'm the wife.
It seems like you're pointing a finger at someone you're saying is the kingpin, because you're saying everything goes back to Werner. Is that, I mean, finally someone's pointing a finger. Is that the case in your mind?
Yeah, maybe he's the kingpin.
No, he is the kingpin.
I've been walking a wire of Survivor precision. Every single vote up to now went my way.
So at Tribal Council, I've been called the mafia boss, the neck, I've been called the snake, I've been called the bus driver of the Alliance.
It's hilarious. It's freaking hilarious. That's so weird.
Here's the thing, I'm not the bus driver, I built the bus.
I built the bus. Okay. So, do you think that their anger towards you is justified?
I just want to say, that's good banter, okay? I love having fun out there. Look, every time Tony called me a snake. PK said the information must go through Varys. So if you're not a fan, you will get offended with that. But as a fan, each time you call me the person in charge, each time you call me the kingpin, the snake, or the koala, whatever, then I look like, oh, why did they say that? But I know they're putting the cards in my game because they are building my CV.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so when you get to the end, I can say, remember when PK said the information comes back to me. Remember when that person said I'm the kingpin. So I did not make it all the way. I had to absorb those insults. But in Survivor, they're actually great accomplishments.
And something that you said to your wife in the water there, that every vote up until that point had gone your way. I would go as far as to say, even every conversation that was happening on that island was somehow influenced by you. Why do you think you had that much sway on these grown men and women?
Thanks for the compliment.
Sure.
I just had to let out of my wife someone I could trust.
Yeah.
You know, what I believe about leadership in this world is that it's good to lead from weakness, and it's good to lead sometimes from behind and allow people space to flourish. And that's how I led out there. I led by serving. You can't always see it, but I really served and loved these people. I got them water, food, and I enjoyed it, and they could see it. So I did not lead like domineering figure, but from the middle, and I think that's what helped me for a long time, up till day 37.
But you recognize that as a fan of Survivor, that people watching from home on TV, they see you in their own way with their own bias.
Yes.
Attached to them. I mean, I know there are people who watch the show who don't like you,
They
who
hate
think
me,
you are a horrible person. Let me just ask you this then. Do you think the game changed you in any way, or it didn't at all? You were just doing what you had to do, and then you're out of that.
So I understand people will differ with me, but let me take 30 seconds and explain to you.
Yeah.
There's a line I do draw.
Yeah.
They did not know, but I did play with a moral seatbelt. They did not know I was a pastor, so I had the war in me. I play rugby for most weekends the last 6 years. I get onto a pitch, it's blood, sweat and tears. Afterwards, handshake. On the one side of the line, it's the game. Idols play, alliance, lying, deceiving, blindsides. That game I would play. On the other side of the line, I wanted to be a fresh breeze in someone's life. I did not want to climb into someone's character. I did not want to hurt any person. And so there was a line for me, and it came to the place of climbing into a person, personally, which happens quickly out there.
Yeah.
But playing, I would play ruthless on this side. But from the field to the clubhouse, hey, well done.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it does. I mean, it does. But I have to play the devil's advocate.
Yeah, you must.
And because I know how it is to be on television. I know how it is to be in a position where other people have to judge you without knowing you personally and without knowing your character. And at the end of the day, Survivor is a game. You're all vying for $1 million. You play the game that you felt that was more comfortable for you. Let's talk about your relationship with Katinka for a little bit. Why Katinka? Why of all the people on that tribe, on that island, did you choose her as your sidekick?
You know what? My older brother, Hart, looked out for her from day one. She didn't even know it. But I thought I could take her far. But I also thought if we really connect, we could have a mutual trust. And we did for a long time. And once again, remember what I said is, I would go to the end with whomever would want to go with me and say, I will sit next to Werner. And so we came to that mutual place, and then the relationship grew. But I love her a lot. She's a beautiful person.
On the flip side of that, there's Tony, who doesn't have kind words to say about you. Have you guys mended fences? Well,
we don't talk a lot, but I hope to mend that fence. Tony said on Ponderosa that she wants to vomit on my head. And so I'm going to go to her house for a visit, and then at the front door, she's going to vomit on my head, and I'm going to shower, and from there, the relationship will build it up again.
Cool. Look, personality, whatever people can say, you earned your stripes on the island. You earned your position at the Final Four. And you won a couple of challenges, and you were very great to watch. These are some of the moments that we put together of you.
Thanks
in the challenges. What was the hardest challenge for you?
By far, staying up there for over an hour with my partner Tony, having that wooden disc in the air, that was painful.
Oh, okay. And your favorite?
My favorite challenges was those with the teams when we won. Because when you win individual immunity, it is really amazing, but who do you hug and high five? It's you that win. But when the team wins, you've got these people running together and they're jumping on one another, and we're playing Survivor. I will forever remember that.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's talk about, my producers wanted me to ask you this.
Trouble.
No, it's nothing nasty. The hidden immunity idol clue that you apparently ate, how did that taste?
It tastes very nice. You've got nothing to eat.
Yeah, you hadn't eaten for a while.
But when we were young, we had these Wilson toffees, and we were too young. We couldn't get the paper off. So
Yeah.
we just ate the whole thing. So I thought, you know what? Let's just make this disappear. No one will find it in my
But
belly.
why did you just throw it away? Because like PK was snooping, yes, but how is it like if you just hid it under some, shrubs somewhere?
I think if I maybe could have, like try and grind it into
Yeah.
the ocean. But I thought, you know what? Let's just eat it.
Oh, okay. Let's get to know you a little bit. Okay, who are you? What do you do for a living besides being a pastor, or is that your day-to-day job?
So I'm a full-time pastor. I studied to be a biokineticist. And if you ask me who I am, I love people. I love playing sports, games. When there's people, when there's fun, I'm there. But what I discovered in my life is after I came to faith in Jesus, I realized, but there's a place of joy there that this world could not give me. But now I'm still playing and having fun. I'm still having sports, doing Survivor, but I'm grounded in faith. And that's just a summary of who I am. I'm a family man, father of two, and a husband of one wife.
And you mentioned that you play sports as well. So is it only rugby, or do you do other sports activities?
I used to, on school, you do everything. I used to play cricket, rugby. I actually used to be a swimmer. And then university, I played rugby just to connect with the people in the res.
Yeah.
And from there, I did a little bit of stuff around the country, went on a bicycle for a few rounds. And then last year, I finished playing rugby. But I just want to play with people.
And of course you wanted R1 million, but the other question would be, why did you enter Survivor?
Oh, Phil, I became a massive fan 2012.
Yeah.
And when I looked at this game, I'm like, but this thing, with the skills I learn at work, which I use for one thing, I would really be good at playing this game. And when these castaways would be marooned and stand on the beach, I'm like, why am I not there?
Yeah.
That's where I belong. And so, you know what, I just had to play.
And if people wanted to come to your church, where would they find it? And do you do services every Sunday, or do you alternate with somebody?
So we're a church family across South Africa called Shofar Christian Church. And there's churches all around the country. And we've got a beautiful little congregation in Secunda, that's where I live.
Okay.
And we've got church there on Sundays in the school hall, and people can find us on the internet, on Facebook.
All right, cool. I'm going to ask you some quick fire questions in a segment called Quiz Me.
Oh.
These are fast questions. Please be
Not
honest.
capitals, Paul, not capitals, please.
First thing that comes to your mind, just say it, okay? Okay, cool. Question number 1. The funniest or most memorable moment for you on Survivor?
John wearing my underpants.
Oh, okay. Number 2, biggest life lesson learned on Survivor?
Oh, people are amazing.
Okay. Survivor most likely to become a friend?
But there's a lot, Phil, but let me just say Katinka.
Okay. One who would be least likely to become a friend?
If Tony doesn't kill me, I mean, maybe we'd become friends.
Oh, okay. Any TV shows you missed while you were on the island?
Only Survivor and MasterChef.
Okay. 3 qualities you value most in a human being?
Oh, realness, honesty, humor.
1 quality you value least in a person?
We all hate hypocrisy except our own.
Any famous person you'd love to have lunch with?
You know what? I actually would like to have lunch with Jeff Probst, talk Survivor.
Any guilty pleasures?
You know what? I eat pizzas, burgers, steers, bring it. I'm there.
Worst habit?
Biting my nails.
Okay. Biggest misconception about you?
Maybe the pastor stigma. Maybe I will be out of the pastor box.
Oh, okay, cool. Took these 2 thumbs, please. I'm going to ask you some never have I ever questions, okay? Number 1, you know how it works. If you've done it, it's thumbs up. If you haven't done it, it's thumbs down. Okay, number 1. Never have I ever eaten a whole jar of jelly beans in one go.
I've done it.
Okay, never have I ever wanted to be a rock star.
I've wanted to be a rock star.
Would you, like, as a pastor, would you be comfortable with having like a mega church where you have like, these American mega churches, whatever. Is that something that you would be interested in doing?
Well,
if the opportunity arose?
Look, the message is important, and the more the better. You just need to keep the realness there.
Yeah.
That's the challenge.
And I mean, you're a good-looking man. So if a channel said, "Hey, we want to do a Christian show," would you be open to hosting something like that?
We'll be open to chat, yes. Well, you're planning
to
something.
Host it. Okay, never mind. Never have I ever dated someone 3 years younger or more.
Oh, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't. Okay. Never have I ever snuck out of my house to go out.
I've done that.
Okay. Where were you going?
I was a young man, Flo.
Okay, never have I ever eaten dog food. Okay,
I
that's
have.
random. You have? Why would you be eating
I was a young man for once.
Oh, okay. Can we invite them into your conversation?
Yes.
All right, cool. Hey guys, yeah, man. This is the opportunity for you guys to get involved in our conversation. Remember, if you are not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe right now and like this video and some of our other previous videos so that you can have a conversation with us and comment down below. You can also send us your questions and comments on our social media platforms. We are on Twitter and Instagram, and our handle is @survivor_SA. You can send those comments and questions like these guys did. The first one comes from Inga. Inga says, "What's this? Jean finally playing the game." That is very important because here's the thing. As a fan of Survivor, I've watched the show and I'm like, Jean is not doing much. She's just sitting there because she is coddled by this alliance that she's in. Do you share the same sentiments?
Jean had to play a very specific game to get where she's at. And what you must remember about Jean, she's been with me since day one. We shuffled together to the new Luzon and back. And I've been watching her, and maybe my game was a little bit more broadcasted and out there.
Yeah.
But she did play in a sense. And I think there was a few days where I also wanted to, to be a little bit more vibrant. But she was playing all along a game that she could play and felt comfortable with in her own skin.
Fair enough. Next, this is from OT. OT wants to know, would really want Tom to win. People have underestimated him greatly. I like Werner too, but he's kind of obvious.
Obviously not. Obviously not.
No, but here's the thing. Because you had been sitting in this position of comfort and being protected by the alliance, it did kind of look like, Werner is going all the way. I mean,
yeah.
I kind of understand where he's coming from.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. What people don't always see is how hard it is to keep such an alliance intact. It takes conversations. You want to lie down, you must go walk and talk. You need to sit for an hour with this person in your alliance, 2 hours of that person. You constantly have to massage that and look for cracks and pick up the sticks.
Did it bother you when, because of the alliance that you have and because you have to keep the information, within that alliance, that you were not able to interact with other people? Like, I mean, PK felt like he was, left outside, and sometimes, while watching it, it looked a bit,
So for me, that line, I would interact on a human level, heart to heart with everyone out there. But for me, being on a rugby field every weekend, I can shift into gear. Now we're playing. Hey, now we're in the clubhouse. And I did that, but everyone else could not do that. So I understand why people also got offended with me. But for me, it was I remember a conversation with me and PK, and I said, PK, you're a great competitor. We're going toe to toe. And after that, we actually became frenemies in a sense, being so open and frank. But I moved between those two, very agile.
All right, cool. Hey, you've got a lot going on here. Hey, let's just move quickly. Let's see. This one is from Bruce Temba, and Bruce wants to know. It's a comment actually. Okay, this is really a physical game. Jean is most definitely not winning this. Werner is in the final 3. While he's not, he's sitting here with me. Next. This is from Marion. The Queen is going to try and call it. Jean gets the final individual immunity, and finally everyone wakes up and realizes that unfortunately no one can beat the best SA Survivor player ever, Werner. Great compliment.
Sure.
Yeah, moving on. Did Werner just tell Jean that he is on the last obstacle and then she let him do it when she could have held him up? Is she insane? I gotta be honest, we were having a conversation about it earlier with the crew. that moment, what was going on? Because I'm like, are you seriously telling somebody to move out of the way so that you can get, you know, your final bag? What was going on there? Explain yourself.
I was trying my luck because she had 2 bags to get, and they're both in the same tunnel.
Yeah.
And so if she got onto the ropes, then I had to wait. But she also still had to get that bag. She was doing me a favor.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Jean doesn't owe Werner anything for saving her at the last tribal, but it's still heartbreaking that she's going for Werner. It is the right move.
Yes,
though.
Jody.
Absolutely, Jody. I think, yeah, we've got our last one comes from Shavan, and Shavan wants to know, Survivor, SA, blah, blah, blah. Werner is a genius, putting all his options on the table. Very smart. Okay, so we've got some of you guys who are like live right now on our live chat. Yo, there's a lot of you. Okay. Chris wants to know, super upset that we're with Werner going home. Well played, best player, in my opinion. Trots op jou. Proud of you? Is that what it means? Okay. Okay. Do you agree that the best move for them to do now was to get you out? Otherwise, none of the others would have had any chance. That's from Alisa.
Oh, you know what? I think it was a good move. Objectively, I think they played well. And I hold no grudges in this game.
Yeah.
Jean, Annelies, Tom, props to you guys.
Okay, Alisa also wants to know, do you think you were blindsided? Okay, let me rephrase it for you. Let me just ask it this way.
Yeah.
Were you really blindsided, or did you know that there was a 60% chance? That
No, I thought I was going to make fire. In a 2-2 draw in the final 4, you make fire.
Yeah.
And I thought that Tom and myself would stick together. I knew Jean and Annelies would not. I tried my luck with him a little bit, but I thought Tom and myself would be a lock. And so I was ready to make fire.
So even during the conversation at the tribal council, you were still on the belief that Tom was going to go with you? Wow.
So that blindsided me a bit, yes.
Would you enter Survivor again? And that's from the Dev Chef.
I think so.
Okay.
I'm waiting for Survivor Worlds Edition because there's Survivor on every continent, so I'm waiting for South Africa.
Okay, the Dev Chef also wants to know, do you regret breaking your top 2 promise to Tony?
That's a difficult one because I wanted to go with Tony all the way. We had a lot of trust, but the rest of the alliance did not warm up to her. You saw her in Katinka, you saw her in Jean. And so if I stayed with Tony, I would have gone down with her. Yeah. In my opinion, maybe she'll differ from me, but she would have never turned against me and I would have never turned against her.
Okay. Do you think Tom played you till the perfect moment that he didn't need you anymore? That's from Area Rose.
Oh, whether he planned it or not, he made a big move. And it broke my heart because it's brutal. But you can't be here blindsiding other people and then when you get blindsided, now you're crying. Okay?
Yeah.
So objectively, Tom played and I won't hold it against him.
Yeah. Okay, I like this question. It's from Rivon Daniel and she wants to know, Werner, on an emotional and spiritual level, how would you say Survivor has changed you?
You know what? I'll tell you, Ravon. We went out there day 3. No makeup, no credit card, no cards, no friends. All the masks off. And we connect. And I remember saying to Tony, I said, Tony, I hope when we get together again and we have makeup, cars, credit cards, that we don't have all our masks on. Because when we're together like this, it's so real and beautiful. And it's changed as a pastor, I've learned now, take off your mask, even before the congregation. Take it off. Because when that happens, man, we've got real relationship. So yes.
Gaming with Kobe wants to know, how does it feel to have gone so far in Survivor?
You know what? Being so close, getting out, it's heartbreak. I cried the next morning, like you will not believe. I was on a jetty, I was crying. And I was sobbing from my stomach, but I was also happy to have stayed so long because in my mind, as soon as the merge, I would have thought that I would be in trouble. So I was glad I could play so long, see my wife there, and so I'm grateful.
Okay, Peter Pence wants to know.
Oh, Peter Pence, what a man.
If you could start the season over, what would you change?
Oh, you know what? It's so hard to say because it came down to building a dragon. And up to that moment, I was so fortunate. There's a lot of luck with everything that happened. So I would not have changed a lot. And I'm not trying to be arrogant. Up to that moment, things went really well.
Okay, Tian Froneman, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your surname right.
Kadaf.
Tian wants to know, Werner, looking back at the last couple of eliminations, would you maybe have played it differently, and how or why?
You know, when you're out of a game, you want to try different things. So you want to go back in time. You want to say, okay, let's keep Katinka, let's vote Jean out. Oh no, let's vote Annelies out. You want to try, you want to find a way for yourself to get to the end.
Yeah.
So if I can go back, I'll try anything I can. And I'll also do different things if I have to.
Obviously. Somebody else, the deaf, wants to know, what position do you play in rugby?
I play lock.
Okay. Are you going to try on MasterChef next?
I've mastered 3 dishes and I make them over and over and over. Does that count?
Okay. Ravon wants to know, do you feel famous?
A little bit.
No,
a little bit, yeah.
And do you think, has that affected the way you live your life now?
No, because
Do people like swam at you?
how fame works, I don't know if in the world, it's out there on a cloud, it's out there on Twitter, it's out there, but they don't go with you into your home and make you a better husband. It's still just you walking into your house. So
Yes.
It's these 2 worlds, and I think one must keep your feet on the ground, eh?
All right, cool. Thank you guys so much for sending in those questions and comments. Remember, you too, if you haven't done it, can also do that by simply subscribing to this channel and posting your comments down below or questions. You can also do that on our social media platforms. We are at Survivor_SA on Twitter and Instagram. Right now, I want to give you some cool prizes. So let me tell you about what we have for you. So all you have to do is just go into our website, which is mnet.tv/SurvivorSA, and answer a very simple question. This week's question is, who wins the immunity challenge? So in this episode that just aired on Mnet, who wins the immunity challenge? If you know who that is, send in your answer and you can win these awesome prizes.
Attention castaways, be a part of the action and win big with Survivor SA Philippines and Mnet. Just watch Survivor SA every Thursday at 7 p.m. Go to mnet.tv/Survivor SA and answer the weekly question. You can earn additional entries by exploring the island and finding the hidden phone in our Huawei 360 VR experience. Each week, you stand a chance at winning a massive prize bundle, including an awesome Huawei P20 Pro, a delicious 1-year supply of Steers Wacky Wednesday burgers, a Cape Union Mart voucher valued at 10,000 Rand, and a brand new DStv Explorer 2. Remember, every entry you earn goes into the draw for the grand prize of a tropical island experience for 4, courtesy of Cathay Pacific and Club Med. Are you game? Then let's play with Survivor SA Philippines. Brought to you and exclusive to Mnet.
Good luck, guys. My favorite part of the show is here. It's our own Survivor Challenge. You know, every week we give our Castaway, our guests, a challenge of our own here in studio. The challenge this week is very simple because Mester here has a very like viral line, if I can put it that way. When he voted off Katinka, you said?
Loose lips, sink ships.
Yes. So now let's see if you will be able to say those words playing our game, which we call something, what's it called?
Chubby bunny.
Yeah, there you go. Chubby
Yes.
bunny. You know how it works, right? So you have to say the line, loose lips, sink ships, by putting those in your mouth. And let's see how many of those can you have in your mouth.
Do you want me to put a lot in and then say it?
You start slowly. So you start by 2, say the line, let's see.
Can we do pink ones?
Yeah. Say the line.
Katinka, loose lips, sink ships.
Okay, 2 more.
Tony, loose lips, sink ships.
Okay, 3 more.
Loose lips, sink ships.
Look, he's got a sense of humor. You can't do more than that. I mean, okay, let's try. Okay, let me just say goodbye to these guys. Listen, guys, you know what? It's been an amazing experience sharing these moments with people like Werner, who are amazing when they come here. It's been 15 weeks. We've been here, you know, giving you these interviews, but unfortunately, tonight, as I said at the top of the show, it's our last live show. It's our last live show. However, next week, Survivor SA will have a 2-hour special for their finale. We'll still be here after the episode, but we'll be live chatting instead of having an interview with an evictee. What we will do though is that on Sunday, after the repeat of Survivor, that 2-hour repeat on Sunday, we will then be here doing an episode with the winner and some of the castaway from the show. You know, just do like a, a post-mortem of sort of the show. I'd love to say thank you guys so much for supporting us and tuning in every week to watch us. Thank you to our sponsor, the Huawei P20 Pro. Why Pro? Because we're not amateurs. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Goodbye. Yeah. That is awesome. Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
You coming to Cape Town, right?
I must.
Yes, of course. We see people there. I mean, I heard that it's gonna be a bit hard.
It was fun, Paul. I appreciate it.
Anytime, man. Look, I enjoyed watching you. I'm gonna be very honest with you. At some point, I was a bit worried. I enjoyed that, So, and the other thing, let's be honest. If you had won, then you probably would have won the whole show.